Hello, grüß Gott and guten Morgen. It is Sunday, the 12th of January 2020. Welcome to another trip report. Today I will take the ICE from Munich, so München main station or München Hauptbahnhof, to Berlin main station, so Berlin Hauptbahnhof. It will be on the relatively new high-speed track between München and Berlin. So it will be on a high-speed train as well, of course. It will be on an ICE Type 3. I think this will be one of the refurbished ICE trains. In general, when you like to see more trip reports by train, subscribe to my channel. And of course, give me a thumbs up when you like this video. Enjoy the video. I will start this video with a quick comparison on the environmental impact on this route by plane, car and train. Well, trains won't clean the air, but the environmental impact when you're traveling by train is way lower than any kind of other transportation. This is an ICE Type 4. I arrived a day earlier with this train to Munich, and now I will continue my journey with an ICE Type 3 which has been refurbished. But first I'll show you the station of Munich Hauptbahnhof on Munich main station, just like how I start basically all my videos. And in Munich there's a small dilemma, because this station is being refurbished. All the red parts you can see here are under construction. I'll try to show you some more of the new plans they have for the Munich main station. For now, I'll try to show you the station as good as I can. Below the railway station, on one side you will find the S-Bahn trains and on the other side the U-Bahn. U-Bahn stands for underground, so basically metro, and in Germany this is indicated with the letter U. These trains run pretty often. The metro network of Munich consists of 8 lines. On the other part you will find the S-Bahn station. Well, S-Bahn is something between a metro and a local train. These trains can be compared with the cercanías you can find in Spain. At the underground part of the S-Bahn you'll also find lots of shops in the railway station. This station is also being served by several tramway lines. So from within the city, this station is perfectly within reach of pretty much anywhere. But when you rather take a taxi to your destination, there are lots of taxis available. There are 2 taxi stands on both sides of the station. Just like at many German railway stations, you also find the InterCity hotel. When you stay in an InterCity hotel, public transport is always included. What you see here used to be the main station. Well, right now they're building the new station and this is how it looks from the inside. Not much. So, as you may guess, a big part of the station is not there anymore. Here you can see how the station is going to look like in the near future. And within the railway station, they built a small kiosk with lots of information and models on how the new station is going to look like. And in my opinion, Munich is getting finally the station it deserves. The current railway station consists of many small extensions and at the end it just doesn't look good. And especially not when you consider the importance of this railway station when you're traveling by train within Europe. There's a big number of sleeper trains that do start or end here. Due to its location in the south of Germany, close to the border with Austria, Munich is very well connected to Austria. But apart from that, you'll find lots of long distance trains to, for example, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Croatia, Slovenia, but also Italy and France. Italy is pretty close from here as well. The Austrian railway company ÖBB runs several sleeper trains that do start or end here. Most local trains can be found at the platforms with the higher platform numbers. So from 39 to 26 for example. From here you have to walk a little bit to the other parts of the railway station, but everything is indicated really well. At the first upper level you find a DB lounge for first class passengers. Well, not all tickets will give you access, so please check the restrictions. You will also find lots of lockers in this railway station. Due to the construction works there are less facilities than normal, but you'll still find quite a lot of them. And within the station you also find some real restaurants, so not only fast food restaurants. You have for example this food court which can be found just on the other side of the platforms in the railway station. Of course you'll find a regular selection of fast food restaurants here as well at the railway station, but with these kind of food courts you also have a good choice on healthier food. and at some places it more or less looked like a restaurant than a food court. And when you're here in the wintertime, it can also be a relatively warm place where you can just have a bite and a drink and just wait for your connecting train or for your normal train. As I mentioned, this is a terminal station for all long distance and regional trains, as you can see here. And today I'll be traveling on a refurbished ICE Type 3. Soon these red stripes will be replaced by green stripes as well, to indicate, well, you guess so, the green way of transportation by train. On the side of each carriage you find digital screens that should indicate carriage numbers and destinations, for example. Well, the system didn't work that well on this train, but hey, this is just a coincidence. At the beginning of each platform you'll find a big screen which gives information about where this train is going to and also a small indication of the composition of the train. As my train is leaving Munich Hauptbahnhof, it's not that busy yet. Well, it was pretty quiet during the entire ride anyway. I guess this is just an advantage of traveling on a Sunday early morning in January, what's in general not a really popular time of the year to travel. The second class will come in a 2x2 configuration, so 2 seats on both sides of the aisle. At the very front and the very back of the train you'll find these so-called Panorama Lounge cars. Here you can have a look with the driver, and otherwise you will be looking at the back of the train. Because of this, these are always silent compartments, but what I really like is the huge table you can find in the first row here. Most chairs come in an open compartment like this. Some chairs are facing each other and do have a table in between. You can find a garbage can within the table, but most chairs come in a composition like this. You'll find a fold-out table and a magazine rack in the chair in front of you, and a power plug. Well, I'll show you the power plug in a bit. A small garbage can be found between the chairs in front of you. One thing I really missed was the footrest. The size of these tables are pretty okay, but somehow it felt like they were smaller than on the non-refurbished ICE Type 3 trains. In second class you'll find one power outlet per 2 chairs. This is where you can find it. Next to the power outlets below the chairs you'll also find a handle to recline the chairs. The leg room is really okay, and I'm a very tall guy. At the side of each chair you'll find the chair numbers, an icon that indicates if it's a window or an aisle seat, and a digital display that indicates from where to where the chair has been reserved. Within the second class you'll find one smaller compartment. This is a family compartment and specially meant for traveling with young children. Here you'll find 6 seats, and this is a pretty popular spot. The open coaches of these trains come in different zones, for example the family area, but also a quiet area. Apart from that you also find some areas called handy area. Well, these are actually mobile phone areas, and the mobile signal will have some extra power here. Although I have to say mobile coverage in Germany isn't that good. At every seat you can find a coat hanger. And although I didn't put it on camera, all windows do have sunscreens, both in first and second class. The first class will come in a 2x1 configuration, so 2 seats on one side of the aisle and 1 seat on the other side, and the chairs are a little bit more comfortable. When you're traveling first class, free newspapers will be provided, and you'll most likely get a chocolate as well. Just like in second class, you'll find some chairs facing each other with a table in between, but most chairs come in a composition like this. You find a small fold-out table you can pull towards you. This is about the same size as in second class, and there's a small footrest. The garbage can be found in exactly the same spot as in the second class. Something you will find here and won't find in the second class is a reading light in your chair. The power outlet and the handle to recline the seats can be found at exactly the same spot as in the second class. The biggest difference here is you'll find one power outlet per chair, instead of 1 per 2 chairs. In the first class you'll also find 3 compartments, 1 compartment for 5 people and 2 compartments for 6 people. Bigger garbage cans can be found between the carriages. Here you can also separate your garbage to recycle. These trains are long distance trains, so you also find a lot of space for your luggage. Of course, you have the overhead luggage racks in both first and second class, but also within the compartments between the chairs you'll find lots of space for your luggage. Free Wi-Fi is provided all over the train. Well, this won't just give you free Wi-Fi, it also gives you access to a complete full entertainment system with books, films, newspapers, etc. And besides that, you can also see detailed route information. I looked if I could find it in English as well, but as far as I found out, it was only in German. To me, this isn't a big thing, although I'm not a German, I speak fluently German. But I think it would be great if there would be at least a small section of this portal in English. As you maybe already noticed, within the train you'll find lots of screens with information about the route, speed, connecting trains, etc. These screens will use the same system as the screens on the outside of the train that will give you route information. And as I told you in the beginning of this video, this wasn't working very well. The only thing that was visible was the current speed. As you maybe know from my previous videos, I really like dining cars. And here you have one. There's one part where it's a kind of a kiosk where you can just pick up quick orders like coffee and snacks. And there's another part where you can just have a seat. This is more like a restaurant. And last but not least, I'll show you the toilets. Well, the toilets are basically the same as in the non-refurbished ICE train, so this remained pretty much the same. You also find a toilet for disabled people, but I think I already showed you enough of this train. Here you'll find a map of the high-speed railroads in Germany. The red lines do indicate high-speed lines where trains can go approximately 300 km per hour. The orange lines are tracks where the trains can go 250 to 280 km per hour. And the blue lines are upgraded railway tracks where the trains can go 200 to 230 km per hour. My train will go from here to here, so you guess so. This is a pretty quick ride, despite the big distance. From here I'll show you some views from the train. Hello from Berlin Hauptbahnhof, Berlin main station. Actually, this is also the spot where I ended up my very first trip report. And my very first trip report was on the train that I'm taking right now from Berlin to the Netherlands. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. When you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And in general, when you like to see more trip reports by train, subscribe to my channel. See you on my next video.